We're going to go ahead and kick it forward in our card as we have one more kickboxing bout before we get to the meat and potatoes and some mixed martial arts action. Let's kick it over to our ring announcer to bring our fourth kickboxing bout to the cage.
Clarksville, Tennessee. Put your hands together and please help me welcome to the cage, Parker Sparks.
And here comes Parker Sparks, another swift kick product. Now here's a young man that debuted back in June. Since then, 4 fights. Real quick turnaround, one after the next. This guy stays ready so he doesn't have to get ready. Parker Sparks. Very recently we saw him fighting back in Jackson, Tennessee. A very, very good fight. He's fought back in TBA. He's won here, he's won there, but he's got his sights set on the big stage. Jake Stahl says it's just a little bump in the road. Let's see what Parker Sparks has to offer. June, very quick turnaround for a guy of 4 fights. I mean, how quick is he turning those around every couple weeks as an amateur? I kind of like to see that.
Yeah, I do too. It really shows the grit he has.
And now, welcome to the cage, his opponent out of the red corner, Jake Stahl.
Jake Stahl, another Wildside product, makes his way to the cage. I mean, these Wildside guys, it feels like they brought half the team to throw underneath the bright lights tonight. Jake Stahl debuting, taking on somebody with quite a bit more experience in Parker Sparks. Despite just getting the ball rolling in June, 4 fights to none. It's a bit of a gap in experience there, champ.
Yeah, so I just watched in the corner as they're getting greased up and everything. He had his coach slap him on the shoulder and the face. Anyone ever slaps me, you don't see Smiling Sam not smile anymore. That's the way to do it.
You mean you don't subscribe to the Clay Guida brutal onslaught?
Ladies and gentlemen, your next battle of the evening is a kickboxing match at 150 pounds, and it's scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds. Introducing your first fighter, fighting out of the blue corner. He's representing Team Swift Kick out of Nashville, Tennessee. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Parker Sparks. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. He's representing Team Wildside right here in Clarksville, Tennessee. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Jake Stahl.
A big pop for Jake Stahl, as we've seen for all the Wildside fighters. But Parker Sparks looks all business.
Ooh, big teep, rear teep off the back, followed by a big kick. Woo! Ooh, a little spinning heel kick. We haven't seen those yet tonight.
Yeah, Parker Sparks not afraid to employ the spin kicks. A nice right overhand as well.
Yeah, a little lead hook into an overhand even. Now, people don't understand that MMA fighters, they fight with smaller gloves. They hold their hands a little different than Muay Thai fighters do. Muay Thai fighters can block with their gloves a little more easily. So when you see guys that are crossing over sports like that, you can see the hand placement is different than it would be for a traditional Muay Thai fighter.
Sure, I'd say it looks like Sparks is a little more traditional in his stance and in his approach. Sparks has fantastic spin kicks, good head kicks. And one thing you're going to see as this fight progresses is Sparks has fantastic cardio, and he can really weaponize it, keeping that forward pressure go as the fight progresses.
And these two are both kicking more than the rest of the fight so far tonight, which is big in Muay Thai. They want as many leg kicks, head kicks, body kicks as you can get. The more you get, you actually get scored more highly for it. It's also the reason you see a lot of Muay Thai fighters conditioning their shins by kicking trees or children.
Chama. Yeah, that
Ooh, nice slip followed by an overhand.
it looks like Jake Stahl is the first to draw blood as we see some blood coming from the nose of Parker Sparks.
It's impressive that he was made to bleed because I've been told nobody makes him bleed his own blood.
Ay, what a fact. Wow, that's saying something. That's Parker Sparks and Jake Stahl go one round. Very exciting, very back and forth, but most certainly two completely different styles. Jake Stahl, a little bit more complacent to throw those big shots. Parker Sparks, potentially a little more compact.
Yeah, a little bit. I'd hate to be a judge because I don't know who I would score more for. I know the first strike that was landed was from our corner here, Sparks, or from Stahl, excuse me, with that big rear teeth. I thought it was going to play more of a factor in the fight, but he didn't throw it again. So, well, excited to see if he leads into round two.
Well, we will see what sort of approach these fighters take in the second round. I feel as if Parker Sparks is maybe downloading a bit of his opponent's style in that first round. We'll see if he comes alive a little bit more in this second round after getting a word from the legendary Bernard Robinson in his corner. As a very intriguing bout here at 150 pounds. There's that nice right body kick again by Jake Stahl.
But I like how they're clinching or fighting in this clinch, coming over the top, throwing their knees, and then doubling up the knees, which is hard to do.
One thing I've noticed is Parker Sparks is quick to initiate that clinch, but because of his mixed martial arts training, Jake Stahl is very successful when he does get there.
The other thing a lot of people don't realize is the gloves weigh far more. It looks like they're wearing 16-ounce gloves, where an MMA glove is traditionally about 4 ounces. So throwing these bigger gloves will get a guy's arms tired. So even you're supposed to hold them a little higher, they start falling. You just see a lot more knockouts, a lot more big shots landed later in the fight.
Well, one thing we saw there is in a tight exchange, it was Parker Sparks landing a very tight left hook that potentially rocked Jake Stahl and led to that initial clinch. It feels as if the young and Parker Sparks is loosening up and coming a little bit more alive in this second round.
Ooh, that rear overhand has landed quite a few times. Oh, and every time there's a clinch, he gets 4, 5, 6, 7 punches to the midsection. Oh, and that blood's really starting to drain out of his face now.
Yeah, now blood from the nose of Jake Stahl beginning to flow. But it looks like it's going to be Stahl ending the round with some beautiful right hands against the fence. Hard punches to the body and head.
Yeah, those are the biggest shots of the... Oh, they're counting. Oh, wow.
An 8 count for Parker Sparks as Jake Stahl relentless with those right hands to wrap up the second round. Referee Tyler Martin giving him that 8 count.
Yeah, that surprised me. I didn't think it was necessary yet, but I suppose they're amateurs and it's better safe than sorry.
As that will be the end of a second round that I would have said up until that 8 count was going in the favor of Sparks. But getting that 8 count most certainly changing the dynamic going into this third round.
I think I'd call it a split round, a draw round. So round 1 I've got for Sparks. Round 2 I'm saying it's a draw for him. So it comes down to this round 3.
Well, that 8 count at the end of the second round most certainly adding another element to this fight, which is already very exciting and very intriguing. We will see now. I mean, if you're either fighter, I think, but especially if you're Parker Sparks, you've really got to turn it up now. He was having success, but now there's no telling what's on the judges' scorecards.
Yeah, Like I said earlier, I'm glad it's not me that's having to score this. Whoever wins, whoever loses, the judges are going to get blamed.
Kind of nice to just be sitting here with the best seat in the house.
Sure
calling the action, isn't it? Well, let's see. I feel like either fighter, really. I mean, Jake Stahl is by no means in a position to coast to a win. So I think both fighters need to let it all hang out here. We see both of them painting their masterpieces in blood on each other's faces. Let's punctuate this fight with an exciting third round. Parker Sparks, Jake Stahl.
Leading with that kick off the bat. There's that overhand from Sparks again. Ooh, another spinning heel kick.
And here we go again. It was almost in the exact spot that Jake Stahl got that standing 8 count for Parker Sparks in the second round.
Ooh, that little question mark kick was close. And I like that. If you see Sparks check, but it was a weak check, so Stahl was able to kick through and attack the far leg.
Yeah, attacking the supporting leg there was Jake Stahl. Beautiful right hand there by Parker Sparks. But Jake Stahl just will not quit as he continues to come forward.
Now, if you see how Sparks, he got let off the cage, but he circled right back into it. You want to circle to your back being in the open. You want your butt to be pointing towards the center of the mat.
And it's putting Sparks against the fence that gets him another 8 count. As referee Tyler Martin steps in to give another 8 count to Parker Sparks.
Yeah, Stahl found his rhythm.
Looks like it was a slip as Jake Stahl lets the audience know he's fine.
Ooh, nice attack in those. See, you attack that body. It may not drop the guy, but it will let him know, yeah, I can come for it. Oh, man.
And after putting his striking on display, Jake Stahl putting his chin on display as Parker Sparks lands a huge right hand. And now it's a standing 8 count for Jake Stahl. This one is getting more and more complicated on the judges' score sheets.
Yeah. Good, nice little jab. I'd like to see that more out of both. Hey, they both did. I'd like to see it more out of both of them. Ooh, a high take that lands. And they keep ending up in the clinch. If they're landing the strikes, I would like to see them just stand the ground, circle as opposed to pushing forwards.
It looks like Parker Sparks is looking for that last big shot, but it does not come.
All right,
as we will go to the judges' scorecards
adding up
again.
the judges' scorecards.
I have no opinion as to who won. I think I lead towards Stahl, but only based on he doesn't look as tired.
Yeah, in a total of 6 minutes of kickboxing, we saw, was it 3 standing 8 counts?
Yeah.
A whole lot of overhand rights and a lot of blood leaking from both noses. A great matchup, very evenly matched up. And I mentioned earlier, Parker Sparks is a youngin'. I mean, this kid is fresh out of high school. When I was doing my research, I came across prom pictures, which let me know we are dealing with a guy in the infant stages of his career.
At least we should hope so.
At least we should hope so, Jim. But sky is the limit for both of these fighters as Jake Stahl and Parker Sparks deliver a fantastic fight for the fans here at the Emerald Event Center in Clarksville, Tennessee, as Elite Fight Night touches down in Tennessee with an absolute cracker of a card that has been electric and continues to deliver all the action and excitement that the fans want and deserve. It's no surprise it's taken a while for these judges to tabulate these scorecards.
Yeah. Trigonometry has never been needed before.
But you got to carry the one,
Here
champ.
it is. You got to. The Pythagorean theorem is finally coming into play.
Let's kick it to our ring announcer and make this official.
Ladies and gentlemen, one last time for Parker Sparks and Jake Stahl. We have tallied the judges' scorecards, and we have a winner by unanimous decision out of the red corner, Jake Stahl.
I am glad it was a unanimous decision.
Yeah, you know, after 2 standing 8 counts, it was going to be really hard for Parker to get the nod.
Yeah.
But plenty to work with for both corners. I think they both showed a lot
All
of
right, Clarksville,
potential.
Tennessee, this will be
Plenty to
your
work with
first
forward.
intermission of the evening. Please go ahead
But
and
with
head on
that,
over to
we're gonna take a
concessions.
quick
If you need to
intermission and a
smoke,
break
I'm going to
from
guess
the
that's
action.
outside.
And as much
We'll
as I
be
like
back in about
kickboxing,
15
guys,
to
as I
20
said, we're getting
minutes.
to the meat and potatoes. As